Hi there, I'm Amy, I'm 20 years old and I live in Dundee, Scotland. As you've probably seen from my CV, I love to travel and work at the same time. When I was in America, I was a camp counsellor and the woodshop instructor as well as a lifeguard. When I was in Canada, I was the cabin counsellor, so I went around the activities with the girls that I had under my care. I was also one of the ropes instructors and I helped out with the productions with the theatre department on the occasion as well. When I was in Turkey, I was a kids club and activity team member. So we'd have the children signed into our care, we'd run through different activities with them depending on the session they'd signed up for. But we'd also have the family activities, which varied from circus skills, where we teach them a variety of the circus skills. My favourite was always the Diablo. I love the Diablo. Whew. Love it. Wasn't very good at it, but I persevered, I tried. We'd also have family games with them as well. So it was much like the Olympic Games. We'd have each family serving as like a different nation type of thing, and they would compete for different prizes. Always the fun ones was when we'd have the children against the adults, because then you could see how the children and the adults brought out their competitiveness in each other. It was always fun to encourage, see who could get more competitive. When I was in France, that job was tied with England as well. I was mainly stationed in France, but we did go back over to England on the occasion. I was a tour guide, so we'd tour cities of historical relevance and also the French-Canadian battlefields during the war. So quite a lot of coach journeys were involved in that, and so we had to learn to keep the kids entertained through games and songs and activities on the journeys, to keep them interested and engaged in the activities we were doing for the day. When I was in Rhodes, when I was staying at the hostel, I also helped the front of house, so I get the guests checked in, checked out, make sure the tabs were all settled. I also helped with breakfast, making the coffees and the different breakfast foods that we had available. I would also help the bar at night, so we'd learn different cocktails. That was an interesting venture, I'd never been able to do that before. And I also helped the hospitality with the housekeeping, making sure the beds were made every day for the guests that were staying over, and making sure all the rooms were kept clean and tidy for new guests coming in. When I was at the Fairmont, that helped a lot with that. When I was a room attendant, making sure the rooms were turned down every day. That also helped when I was in France at the Chateau. That was a big part of our duties. Making sure all the rooms were reset for the different groups coming in, which I also think would help in this job as well, because we had to open at the start of the season, making sure everything was ready and ready to go, especially because it had normally been closed down for a couple of months. So I had to make sure all the rooms were set, the amenities were ready, especially for the grown-ups, the teachers. Got to make sure their coffee was stocked, otherwise we'd have a bit of a revolt on our hands. We'd also have to close down at the end of the season, making sure everything was packed really nicely and ready for whether we'd be coming back for the next time it opened, or if it was just entirely new staff that was coming back. So that would help a lot in this role as well, I think. So yes, hopefully you have seen from my CV and my cover letter, and hopefully this video, all the experience and variety that I would bring to the role as a Lapland Ranger. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the interview.